Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and in this video I want to show y'all how to make your own very easy, very beginner friendly, but leaves lots of room for diversity and experimentation to make it your own crystal pendant. Which that is I need to come up with a better name for that. Let's get started. Please pardon my messy workstation. I am in the midst of a crafting binge, but I have these crystals that I got from, I think, like Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby. I'm not entirely certain where, but they are drilled through. Top drilled, I think is the term for it. And I'm like, and they're kind of, they don't look like natural crystals. They are, like, at all. There's no illusion here. They are definitely dyed quartz crystal, but I fell in love with the vibrant, almost like borderline obnoxious colors. But the same technique for wrapping it could be used on any quartz crystal. Like, I think I have some over here that if this were top drilled, and this is just natural quartz, if it were top drilled, we'd be able to mount it like this as well. So we're going to start by using a 20 gauge para wire. This is silver plated silver, but you could use whatever color you like. And for some of the wire, like some of these crystals, the 20 gauge was too big. It won't fit through. So I'd have to knock it down to a slightly smaller gauge, like if I did maybe a 21 gauge, 22, 24, like just the thickest wire that you can use, like the better. And so I cut a little 2-inch segment and I have it threaded through the drilled hole on our crystal, and you could do this with any bead really. And so I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, and I'm going to come up about 5 millimeters, 1/4 of an inch from the tip of the pliers, and start spiraling in as close to the tip of the wire as I can from the get-go. That way it makes a nice curved loop. Let me move all this little stuff out of the background. Yeah. Because if you come in a little closer, like if you started here and twisting in, you'd have a big flat mark, and I want to keep it nice and round. So I'm just stacking my coils, and I'm going to try to do 2 full rotations. See to where it ends, like right there. Then I'm going to bring it around, and I'm going to do that same thing on the other side. And I like to have them both stack kind of in the same direction, give it a little bit of symmetry going on. But it's really, you can use your own personal preference here. There we go. Tightening it down and making sure that they are in line with each other. So that's how I do the little crystals, like that. And now from here, I am taking little segments of scrap chain, like stuff that I only had like 1 inch or 2 of, and this is 2 millimeter welded curb chain from theringlord.com. There will be links to all the different tools and materials that I'm using down below, and those are affiliate links through Amazon, so anything that you purchase through there benefits my company, Back to Earth Creations, so I really appreciate that. Where'd my wire snips go? There they are. And so what I'm doing is I'm taking this wire, and to make the little chains for either side that give it so much lovely movement, I'm just going to count 14 links. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And then I'm going to cut on the 15th. And this is just easier for me than just using a ruler, because my fingers will often get in the way with the ruler, and I want this to be really precise. So I'm counting my stitches more or less. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and on the 15th, I am snipping. Now here I'm using 20 gauge 1/8 inch stainless steel rings. And again, the measurements on a lot of this stuff is not particularly what's important. What's important is the base concept, and then you can take that and use whatever materials you might have. Because you could use, you could actually make little lengths of strung beads, like seed beads coming up instead of using chain. You could do macrame, you could do, literally anything. but I just wanted to convey the concept to you guys. And so I'm hooking through one end of the chain and then through one of the loops. Then I'm going to close, making just as good of a closure as I can. So there's one side, and now I'm going to open up 2 more rings actually of the little ones and hook through the end of the chain. Then I'm going to come through and hook through on the other side. And now from here, we can hold it by the crystal and have these 2 little chains hanging down. I'm going to hook through one side, just letting it hang freely because it'll untwist itself naturally, and hooking through the other side. And now from here, we could go ahead and close it, or we could hook on a bail, a pre-made bail, and then close it. Because I also like just using regular rings for weaving chainmail, and then hanging this like on a chainmail necklace or some macrame or leather cord or something. Now also too, you could just as easily, if you had 2 that were similar enough that you wanted them as earrings, or different enough, you know, do the mismatched earring thing, you could have attached it to an ear hook. And so there we have our very nice little pendant. And from here you could actually hang, if I had used like a round bead for this, we could have hung little swags of chain off the bottom and really given it a lot of movement and life. And with a smaller bead, this would have been much more lightweight. And then I would just string something like this up on some of the chains that we assemble from, we get a couple of different sizes of mechanized chain, like pre-made, and then we'll go through and piece them together. Sometimes you have to make sure it's twisted just right on these larger bits. But yeah, we would just come through and thread through and hang it on a chain to wear. And so again, not all the jewelry that we carry for sale in our booth is mega fancy or complicated or ornate, but some people like that much more minimalist and sleek style, and it really shows off more of the stone and that color variation than perhaps something where I've gone through and wire wrapped it. So this was from the same string of beads, but the same kind of basic materials as what we made the chain from. And this is the same wire that we threaded through here. We can get 2 very different results. So that's that. And here's one of the green ones. I love the way the little green ones look. And you could change the length of the chain to make it shorter or longer. Like I had said, you could put beads in with it. You could do, I mean, sky's the limit on this one. Hey everybody, thanks so much for hanging out with me for this video. I hope that it was helpful to you, and if you have any questions, comments, or ideas, please leave them down below. Also, in the video description where I have the tools and materials listed, if you go a little lower than that, like scroll down a little further, there will be links to all of my different social media where you can tag me or post things on my wall so I can see what you've been working on. Then also there's a link to my DeviantArt page where I'm doing a line of videos where I'm revisiting older work, that way kind of like a then and now comparison to how my wire wrapping has evolved, how my techniques have changed, and just to kind of demonstrate designs that I was doing back before I was doing tutorials. So if you guys want to check that out, and then just share the link down in the comments or say the title of the piece or something, or shoot me an email, you can request which, projects you would like to see me work on. And then there's also a link to my Patreon, which if y'all enjoy my free daily tutorials, updates, and live streams and stuff, and would like to support beyond what you're already doing, just you being here, hanging out with me, watching this video, hopefully learning, from what I'm doing, that's more than I could have ever asked for, and I really appreciate you spending your time with me. So thank you guys so much for that. But again, if you want to support beyond that and participate in my monthly weekly giveaways, monthly craft crates, digital download content, and all of the different behind the scenes things that we do behind the scenes things that we do, and just all the different stuff that we have going on here at Back to Earth Creations, please consider becoming a patron. Pledges start at just $1, and then you don't even have to be a pledger. I post quite a few times throughout the week so that everybody can see whether you're a pledger or not, and you can still comment and participate and stuff. But I just wanted to have a little bit more coherent of a platform to interact with you guys on, other than YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. So thank you guys again though for hanging out, and until next time, happy crafting. Bye.